Hi, my name is Masano. I'm a solution consultant, and I'd like to show you how to set up SNMP on Hitachi Data Ingester. It's a pretty simple process, but if you've never done it before, it can be a little confusing. So I'm going to go to Resources, then Network System Configuration, then change to System, then Display, Setup. So we're going to set up the MIB object, and there's your default definition here. So let's take a look at it. We're going to check it and edit. So this name is default. We could check anything we want. The to be name is TDEFCON1. You could change this to whatever your customer has, public or something to that effect. And then this is the actual MIB object. So .1 is the MIB object. The mask is an 80, that's hex, and we're going to include. So pretty much a mask of 80 means everything. So talk about masks here because sometimes people will about it. So think of 80 in hex and convert that binary. That's a 1 and zeros. Or let's look at it here. So the masking, 1, and the all of these from here down. That would be an 80. And that's typically what everyone uses. But to understand how a mask works, a mask of, let's say, FE box echo would be 7 ones and the 0. So it would really be masking out something about here, right? Mask all the ones and would be from here down. Where nothing there. I don't know anyone who really changes the mask, but 82, that's the concept. Here, this will show all the alerts. So we're going to say OK. You create an additional one if you do. So you click Add and call this the community make public. No, I'm going to do everything again. Oops. And this I would typically use the default up here, but I'm just going to show you that you could create an additional one if you want to. All right, so that's the MIB object that we're going to trap on or let's go back. So now set up what host we're going to send it to. So we're going to edit system files. So we edit system file. Changes the snmpd.conf and example file here. So we can add what we're going to send it to. So this is going to be a SNMP version trap. So it's going to be trap to sync is the command we're going to use. Then the host, the IP address of the host that we're going to send it to, and community string that's relevant to send to that host. So this has to match one of those previous that we've done on the MIB screen. And the port number that host receives traps on. The default is 162, but I like to put it in there. Now, you can go to the administrator manual, and it'll give you some additional information. So look at administrator manual. And to the section on monitoring, it will get about using SNMP2. And all the information I just kind of gave you is right down here. Right? So there is also, if you're going to use SNMP3, information on how to set up SNMP3. Right? So it's a little bit more involved. So that's where we get the information on the ad. Close that. So click OK here and put this information in. There's nothing else to be done. It is starting to send its traps at this point forward. So to the program that was free on the internet called Trap Receiver, and it's receiving traps from this host. And we can drill down on some of these, and it doesn't actually show all information about the trap itself. But can actually look at the raw data. So I'm looking at one here, and I can say, I see migration terminated. So perhaps my customer wants to know if HDI did in fact copy successful files from itself to the HCP as part of the backup routine. So let's take a look at the raw data here. And we can see what policy it's reporting on, and it's HDI 1 FS1. It gives me task ID, tells me when it started and when it completed, but more importantly showing me that there were target files was 1, 6 files were 1, failed files were 0. So I know that during this migration event, we cut files from the HCP, from the HDI to the HCP successfully, and that's what we want to keep an eye on. That's all there is to it. I hope this was helpful to you. Thank you.